Imagine it's Wednesday night, 9:36 p.m. You're sitting at your kitchen table, laptop open, phone next to it. You're not shopping. You're not scrolling for fun. You're calculating. Rent already cleared. Car payment scheduled for Friday. Credit card minimum due in 3 days. Phone installment next week. Insurance at the end of the month. Student loan auto debit on the 15th. Nothing is on fire. Nothing is dramatic. You're not bankrupt. You're not in crisis. You're just structured. And that's the problem. Debt doesn't feel dangerous anymore. It feels organized. It feels responsible. It feels adult. It feels like this is just how life works in 2026. My name is David, and today we're not talking about extreme financial collapse. We're talking about something far more dangerous. We're talking about how being in debt stopped feeling wrong. Pause for a second. When was the last time someone told you that having consumer debt at all might be a problem? Not too much debt, not bad debt, not irresponsible debt, just debt. They don't. They say build credit. They say leverage wisely. They say low APR. They say monthly payment. They say you deserve it. Nobody says eliminate obligations. Nobody says ownership first. And here's where everything shifted. You don't ask, can I afford this in full? You ask, what's the monthly payment? That sentence right there is the psychological gateway into long-term fragility. A $54,000 vehicle doesn't feel like $54,000. It feels like $768 per month, and $768 feels manageable. But let's slow this down. Take $768 per month and invest it at 8% for 35 years. That becomes roughly $1.7 million. That car payment is not transportation. It is future leverage evaporating quietly. And when you sign the loan, you don't feel loss. You feel upgraded. You feel like you're progressing. Debt gives you the emotional reward immediately and sends the cost to your future self. And your future self has no vote in today's decision. Now zoom out. In 2026, total U.S. consumer debt, excluding mortgages, exceeds $5 trillion. Auto loans over $1.6 trillion. Credit card debt over $1.2 trillion. Personal loans climbing every year. Buy now, pay later usage doubled in 5 years. This isn't accidental. This is normalization. Here's a pattern interrupt. If consumer financing disappeared tomorrow, if credit cards, car loans, and installment plans vanished overnight, a massive portion of modern lifestyle would collapse instantly. That's how dependent the system is on debt. Now let's bring this back to you. You're not reckless. You're not stupid. You're participating. But participation is not the same as control. Let's talk about credit cards. Average APR in 2026, around 20% or higher. Carry $9,000 at 20%. That's $1,800 per year evaporating. Not building assets, not compounding, not growing, just disappearing. And because the minimum payment is $250, you survive it. Surviving is not the same as winning. Manageable is not strategic. Here's something sharper. You fear investing because markets fluctuate, but you do not fear 20% guaranteed interest working against you. One fluctuates, the other guarantees erosion. Yet the guaranteed erosion feels safer because it's familiar. That's conditioning. Now let's escalate. The average auto loan term in 2026 is over 72 months. Some stretch to 84 months, 7 years. 7 years of fixed obligation for something that depreciates the moment you drive it off the lot. That's not leverage. That's long-term fragility disguised as adulthood. Now imagine this. Your employer cuts your income by 15%. Would your life collapse? If yes, that's not an income problem. That's a fixed obligation problem. Debt converts income volatility into crisis. And income volatility is normal. Layoffs are normal. Recessions are normal. Inflation is normal. But we built lifestyles that only survive under perfect conditions. That's fragile. Now another hard statistic. More than 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, including many earning over $100,000 per year. Nearly 40% cannot cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. That's not laziness. That's commitments exceeding flexibility. And flexibility is everything. Let's get deeper. Debt doesn't just cost interest, it steals optionality. Optionality is the ability to choose. Choose to leave a bad job. Choose to start something risky. Choose to invest aggressively. Choose to take time off. When your baseline expenses are high, your choices shrink. Debt reduces courage. Margin increases confidence. Confidence compounds. Now think about social pressure. You scroll Instagram, new car, renovated kitchen, luxury vacation. You don't see the loan amortization schedule. You don't see the interest payments. You see presentation. And you compare your behind the scenes to someone else's projection. That comparison drives financing. Financing drives normalization. Normalization drives stagnation. Now here's the part that stings. Some debt decisions aren't necessity. They're ego. You upgrade because you feel behind. You finance because waiting feels weak. You swipe because everyone else seems ahead. Waiting feels outdated. Patience feels boring. But patience compounds, excitement depreciates. Interest remains. Let's run another uncomfortable calculation. Remove $1,200 in monthly payments. Invest at 8% for 30 years. You're looking at roughly $1.8 million. Most people don't need a raise. They need fewer obligations. Now pause. Imagine writing every monthly commitment on a whiteboard. Car, credit, installments, insurance, subscriptions, loans. Add them up. That total is your financial ceiling. It's the minimum you must earn just to survive. Not grow, not invest. Survive. High ceilings reduce risk tolerance. Low ceilings increase leverage, and leverage builds wealth. Now let's talk psychology. Debt accelerates gratification. Investing delays gratification. Your brain prefers now. The system profits from now. Your future depends on later. Every finance decision collapses time. Every investment stretches it. Debt feels good today and expensive tomorrow. Investing feels uncomfortable today and powerful tomorrow. Most people choose today and then wonder why tomorrow feels tight. Let me be blunt. Debt feels safe short-term and dangerous long-term. Investing feels dangerous short-term and safe long-term. Comfort today creates constraint tomorrow. Discomfort today creates freedom tomorrow. Now let's zoom 10 years ahead. Two versions of you exist. Version 1 normalizes debt. Upgrades financed. Balances revolving. Payments slightly higher. Lifestyle slightly improved. Stress slightly persistent. Version 2 aggressively eliminates consumer debt. Delays upgrades. Redirects cash flow. Builds margin. Invests consistently. The gap between those two versions will not be subtle. It will be massive. And it won't be because one earned dramatically more. It will be because one normalized fragility and the other questioned it. Debt feels normal. But normal in 2026 is anxious. Normal is hoping nothing goes wrong. Normal is calculating before every swipe. Normal is survival. Wealth is not built in survival mode. Wealth is built in margin. Now here's the final truth. Every dollar of interest you pay is someone else's investment return. Every payment you normalize funds someone else's leverage. You are not poor because you lack intelligence. You are stretched because you accepted structure without ownership. Ownership is the entire game. 10 years from now, you will not regret driving a paid-off car. You will not regret delaying an upgrade. You will regret compounding against yourself. Debt feels normal. But freedom rarely does at first. Freedom feels boring. It feels conservative. It feels unflashy. Until it compounds. My name is David. And if you're ready to stop managing payments and start building leverage, subscribe and answer this honestly. What's the first payment you're eliminating?